Hi guys, it's Lauren. Welcome to my channel. So I am so excited for today's video. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite things, drugstore makeup dupes. So I can't tell you how much satisfaction I get going to the drugstore and finding a product that is just as good, if not better, than a higher end beauty product. So I have a lot of great things here. I have a primer dupe for the Too Faced Primed and Peachy primer. I have a Bite Beauty lip mask dupe. And I have a lipstick that is the exact same shade as this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. So yeah, lots of great things. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's start with the primer. So one of my favorite primers this year has been the Too Faced Primed and Peachy primer. This is a cooling matte skin perfecting primer. This primer blurs my pores like no other. It just smooths out my skin. It makes my skin perfectly even for foundation. It's mattifying, which I have dry skin, so it's really hard to find a primer that's mattifying yet doesn't dry out my skin any further. So this feels really refreshing on the skin, makes my skin super smooth. I just love it. I've been loving it this year. So I've been starting to get a little low on this, and then I reached into my stash and I found that I had a primer that is just as good that I used to use all the time. This is the NYX Angel Veil primer. This is also a creamy primer. It goes on matte as well. It smooths out your pores. It blends in evenly. It slides onto your skin really nicely, and it holds your makeup all day. It's really great. It's just as good as this, if not better, dare I say it. But yeah, it's a great primer, and yeah, these are great, and I love them both. Okay, so on to foundation. So one of my favorite foundations is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This foundation is awesome because it's high coverage yet still feels like your skin. It never feels cakey. It's easy to build up. It blends into your skin really nicely. You never get that crazy foundation looking mask. It's really lightweight. It's an awesome foundation. I'm always amazed by the coverage I get by this because it feels so light on your skin and it wears all day. This is a really long wearing foundation, so I love everything about this. So I thought it'd be really hard to find a drugstore comparable to this, but Wet n Wild released a new foundation this year called the Photofocus foundation. This foundation is amazing, and it's only $6. Like, you can't beat that price for a foundation. It's also a satin finish, so again, it looks like your skin. It also feels lightweight. It's probably not as long wearing as the Too Faced, but still wears really nicely. It's more on the medium side, but you can build it up to a full coverage without it looking cakey. So yeah, I love this foundation, and I also love the applicator on this. How cool is this? It has a little spatula, so it makes it really easy for application onto your face. So yeah, I love this foundation. This is an awesome buy at the drugstore. Alright, and on to concealer. So it's no surprise that I love the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You can't get any better than this concealer. It's high coverage. It doesn't crease under your eyes. You barely even need setting powder for this because it sets so nicely. It also looks like your skin. It blends evenly. I love this concealer. I use this for underneath my eyes, on my hyperpigmentation, and a little bit goes a long way. This has lasted me forever. I've had this for at least 6 months, and I feel like I barely made a dent in this. But I was at the drugstore and I saw this Catrice concealer. It's the liquid camouflage concealer. And this caught my eye because it said high coverage on it, so I just had to give it a go. This is just as high coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, but it's a little more lightweight, but it's amazing because even though it's thinner, it still has really high pigmentation, so it covers everything. Like I said, just as good as Tarte Shape Tape. This is a great concealer. It doesn't crease. It covers everything so nicely. It lasts long. It does have a strange, kind of an intense, like, I heard people say, yeah, it's like a hairspray smell, but that doesn't bother me, and sometimes I do have sensitive skin and it never irritates my skin, so I don't know if you're sensitive to fragrance, this might bother you, but yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's lightweight. This is an awesome concealer. I'm in love with this. Alright, and on to blushes. So I have a dupe for a pink blush and a peach blush. So let's start with the pink blush. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Luminous Flush. This color is absolutely gorgeous. This is a nice pale pink color with a sheen to it. It looks like you have a highlight on when you're wearing it too. You almost can skip a highlight with this blush on. It gives a pretty natural flush to the cheeks. So pretty. I love this blush. And if you're not familiar with the Hourglass powders, they are some of the most finely milled powders. They go on so buttery, they last forever, they're just absolutely gorgeous. I love the Hourglass powders, but the price tag is crazy high, so I'm always looking for a dupe for any Hourglass powder. I found this Milani Baked Blush in the color Dolce Pink. I've always loved their shade Luminoso, or Luminosity? What? Luminoso, I think it's called. But this color is a dead ringer for this Hourglass blush. The exact same color, the same neutral pink with that pretty sheen to it. The Milani has a little bit more of a shimmer to it, but it's not an intense shimmer. You don't get glittery flakes on your face by any means. It looks natural. It's so pretty, and it's so comparable to the Hourglass blush. This is an awesome buy, so love this. Alright, and then for the Peachy blushes, so this is the Becca blush in Songbird. This shade was made popular by Jaclyn Hill. I feel like she raved about this a while ago. So I'll be honest, I bought it because she recommended it, and it has never failed me since. It's an awesome blush. I love the color. It looks natural. It gives your cheeks a nice pretty glow. I like this for in the summertime. I usually lean towards more orangey tone blushes in the summer because I'm a little more tan in the summer, and in the winter I'm more pale, so I go for the pinky tones. But this is just such a pretty blush. Love this. Alright, so a dupe for this is the Essence Satin Touch Blush. This is in the shade Satin Coral. You cannot beat this buy at the drugstore. This is $2.99. That has to be the cheapest blush for the quality that I've ever seen. It goes on super smooth. It has that exact same peachy tone color. The Becca blush has a little bit more of a glow, but this also has a slight sheen to it. This is so pretty, and again, you can't beat this for $2.99. It's such a great buy. Alright, and then mascara. So one of my favorite mascaras for the year has been the It Superhero Mascara. My favorite thing about this mascara is probably the wand. It has a perfect cone-shaped brush to it. So it's more narrow at the top, and then it gets thicker at the bottom. So it grabs your inner corner really nicely, and the thicker side grabs your outer lashes. It lengthens your lashes, it separates them perfectly. This was made famous for there's like a super stretch technology in it, but it really does stretch your lashes out. It adds so much length to them. They look super long. It just gives your lashes that like falsies look to them. So I found that I had this Essence Lash Princess. This has been a frequent repurchase of mine, by the way. This is probably my second or third tube of this, and I realized that it's the exact same brush, almost the exact same formula as the It Cosmetics. Same cone-shaped brush. It also separates without getting clumpy. It adds length. This smudges a little sooner than the It does, but this is such a great buy. It's $4.99. You can't beat this for a mascara. This is another awesome buy. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but all of these are great buys for the quality that you're getting of these. So yeah. Alright, and let's talk highlights. So one of my favorite highlights has to be the Mary Loumanizer highlight. This is probably one of the first high-end highlights that I bought. Alright, so let's talk highlights. So one of my favorite highlights has to be the Mary Loumanizer highlight. This is probably one of the first high-end highlights I bought, and I use this like crazy. Still one of my favorites. The formula is super buttery, it's creamy, the color is spot on. It's a perfect champagne color. It's not too intense, but not too subtle. It's just perfect when you want. You can go natural with this if you're using a light hand, or you can also go heavy and get that like gleam mirror-like highlight. It's so pretty. I'll insert a swatch of that because it's going to be hard to tell, but such a pretty color. So, and a great dupe for this is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlight in Lunch Money. This is almost the exact same color. It's also a champagne highlight. This goes on super creamy. It's also buttery. This is a cream highlight, but it doesn't take off your foundation, which a lot of cream formulas can. This is just such a pretty highlight. This might be a tad bit lighter than the Mary Lou. It's a little more pearlized, a little more of a pearly sheen to it, but so pretty. I love this highlight. This is like $6. You can't beat that price. Alright, and then for bronzers. So the Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer is one of the best bronzers out there. It's a cult favorite. People rave about this. It's a dual-sided bronzer, so when you mix the shades together, you just get this perfect warm-toned, not too cool-toned. It has a sheen to it. It gives your face such a pretty glow. It looks kind of intense in the pan. It looks like it's going to show up super shimmery, but it just gives such a pretty dewy look to the face. This is an awesome bronzer. So great comparable to the Sweet Tea Bronzer is the Milani Baked Bronzer. I have the shade Dolce. I think there's 3 shades of this. This is their lightest one. This is probably not as dark as the Sweet Tea, but you can build it up to make it just as dark. I like this for in the winter time because it goes on light, but again, you can build it up. It also gives a pretty sheen, a nice pretty glow to the face. This is an awesome bronzer, and I love the shape of it. I love that it's baked because you can just go in crazy with your brush and pick up as much product as you want. Yeah, I love this bronzer. This is one of my favorites from the drugstore. Alright, so for brow pencils. My absolute favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Who doesn't love this? It's an amazing formula. The tip's super tiny so you can create those little tiny brow hairs. It lasts a long time, on your eyes anyway. The actual tube doesn't last long. It probably lasts me like 3 weeks maybe, 3 weeks to a month. So I'm always looking for a dupe for this because it just runs out so quickly. So a great dupe for this is the NYX, what's this called? The Micro Brow Pencil. This lasts during the day just as long. The tip is just as tiny, so again, it allows you to get those teeny tiny little hairs. It also has a little brush at the end of it. This, I think, I want to say is like $12.99. They have an awesome shade selection in these, which honestly is what made me buy this. I feel like it's really hard to find a good shade match to your brows at the drugstore. I feel like a lot of the pencils make your brows look kind of red toned. They have a little bit more warm tones. So this shade is in Ash Brown, and if you're wondering, I'm in, what am I in the Brow Wiz? Soft Brown, the Brow Wiz. So this is a dead ringer for my brows, so I love this. If you're looking for a new brow pencil, something from the drugstore, something that lasts, this is great. And the tube lasts a lot longer than the Brow Wiz. I think the pencil's a little harder. It's not as soft as the Brow Wiz. So yeah, this will last you longer too. So love this. Alright, so for eyeliner. So one of my favorite liners is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner. This is super creamy, it's super pigmented, it lasts a long time. I really like this for my waterline because it is so creamy. And yeah, it lasts me all day. I really like this. It doesn't smudge. So this has been my go-to for so long. So I found the number 7 Stay Perfect Amazing Eyes pencil is just as creamy and just as pigmented as the Urban Decay. It goes on your waterline super smooth, it's creamy, it also lasts a long time. It can smudge, but not too bad. I feel like by the end of the day it may smudge slightly, but I just love the formula so much. It's so creamy, and I feel like it's really hard to find a creamy eyeliner at the drugstore. So yeah, I love this. This is another great buy. Alright, so let's move on to lips. So one of my favorite lip liners is by Urban Decay. It's another 24/7 pencil. This is their Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Native. This is such a pretty pale pink nude. It matches any lip color. Like you could, I don't know about a red, but you could use this for any shade nude, any warm tone nude, any cool tone nude, any pink. This is just so adaptable to any color. I sometimes wear this alone with my Buxom White Russian over it, and it is just such a pretty nude lip. This lasts a long time. Your lipstick doesn't feather with this. This is just a great liner. And another favorite lip liner of mine that I never realized that the shades were so similar is the NYX Nude Pink Liner. So this shade is the exact same color. It's a pale nude pink. It never fails. Again, it goes with a lot of shades. This isn't as creamy as the Urban Decay pencil, but I find because of that, it lasts a little bit longer. So I really like this when I'm looking for a long wear pencil. So I love this. And NYX also has a great range of lip liner pencils as well. They have a great shade selection. So yeah, I really like this pencil. Alright, and on to lipsticks. So one of my favorite lipstick brands of the year has to go to Charlotte Tilbury. I love so many of her shades. I obviously love Pillow Talk. Everybody loves that shade. But another shade I found was Super Cindy. I picked this up because it reminded me of that 90s spicy nude lipstick. And this color is just so pretty. It's light enough that you can wear it every day. It goes on creamy, it's smooth, it's moisturizing, it's just so pretty. I love this lipstick. It was really hard for me to find a shade like this that I really liked. So pretty. I love this lipstick so much. I'm obsessed. But when I was perusing the aisles at Ulta, I found this Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker lipstick. First of all, how cute is that name? So cute. But they also have a great nude selection of lipsticks, and I found this color. I brought it home. It's called Naked Talent in their satin formula. This is a dead ringer for that Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Also a spicy warm nude. This is a little bit, it's probably more creamy than the Charlotte Tilbury, but the Charlotte Tilbury lasts a little bit longer. But this is an awesome dupe for this. This is, I forget how much this was. I want to say like $9.99 or something. And I feel like these are always buy one, get one half off at Ulta. So great buy. I love this line. And again, they have a ton of nudes. So if you're into nude lipsticks, you would love their Soap and Glories line. So yeah, great deal for this. All right, so and last but not least, Bite Beauty's Agave Lip Mask is one of my favorite lip treatments. I just discovered this year. I apply this to my lips, and my lips, I feel like within minutes, are super smooth. Any peeling is gone, any cracking is gone. It tastes so good. It tastes like marshmallows. It smells like marshmallows or vanilla. It just, I love it so much. I use this as an overnight treatment. I use it during the day. I'm addicted to this stuff. So a lip balm that gives me the exact same result as the Bite Beauty lip mask is the Smith's Minted Rose Lip Balm. This stuff is so good. Again, it heals any cracking, any peeling. It heals all that winter dryness that I have. I can also apply this at night and I wake up with super smooth, baby soft lips. This stuff is so great. This is a little bit more emollient than the Bite Beauty. It slides on a little more easily. So it kind of melts into your lips a little bit more easy. So it's a little thinner, but I don't mind that because I still get the same results from it. I love this stuff. This stuff is great. This is like $7, so you cannot beat that. So, all right, so that is all I have for you guys. That's all the dupes. Of course, there's more that I can recommend. If there's anything you can think of that you want to ask me a dupe for, please let me know. And if there's any dupes that you guys know of, please share them. I love talking about beauty. I love talking makeup with people. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.